Well, it's the next day. Let's see if we can't bleed those injectors. The lines going to the injectors. Hopefully I'll have light a little longer than I did yesterday. I tried to get out here a little earlier today. And while I'm at it, I'll see if I can find my glove that I dropped. Thought I dropped my glove. Turns out I never packed it last night. It's still right there. Alright. I sure as heck wish I knew more about this injector pump, because one of these screws or more on here is probably to bleed the pump. Might be this one or this one or both. If I had to venture a guess, I'd venture to guess that it's this one. And then I also forgot about, I've got this manual pump here, primer I forgot about. So I could see if that's gonna do anything for me. See, that still feels like it doesn't do anything. That's the weird thing about that. No, it doesn't have any feel like it's really pumping anything. Well, let's see if I can't get this. Oh, now I did it. Can't get this stupid thing back on. There we go. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make darn sure that I've gotten all the air out of this line first. So I'm going to crack that open. And let's see. Okay, I turned on that little lift pump, and diesel fuel was spraying out of there like heck. So I'm confident I don't have air in the system up to there, and that I've got fuel in the system up to that point. So now I'm gonna take a guess that this is not any kind of adjustment and add some kind of a port, and I'm gonna try and crack that open and see if I can't bleed at that point. Alright, I've got that plug out, and now I guess I'll turn that pump on and see if anything comes out of there. Alright, I've just got like very little coming out of here, and it smells like diesel. I don't know. Yeah, that's diesel. Surprised I'm getting such a little flow out of that. Let's see. So this is the line right here that would be coming from that filter. So I guess I could crack it right there and see what I get. Well, that didn't seem to be doing anything, so I'm going to try and loosen this line. This is the line from the output side of the secondary filter here going into the pump. Yeah, looks like I got plenty of fuel going in there. Try that pump for a second. Yeah, plenty of flow coming through there when I put the electric lift pump on. So I've got fuel all the way up to here. Now the question is, alright, this line must be a return line for the injectors, because it's common to all of them. It goes around here and comes back here and goes to that injector and that injector in series. So this line here comes over and goes through this injector, and then it's kind of like a series circuit and goes all the way back to this line here, which is probably a return line to the tank. So the supply lines for the injectors are, they're underneath here. So see if I can't get a wrench onto one of those. Now, one thing I do know is that if the injector pump is working correctly, the fuel pressure that's going to be on this line going to the injector is extremely high. And if you were to be in the way of that when it was, say you had this line completely off, you would never want to like put your finger anywhere near there, or hand, or any part of your body, because the amount of pressure is enough that it can actually shoot the diesel fuel right through your skin and into your bloodstream. And of course there's some toxicity to that, so you never want to do that. What I did was I loosened it quite a bit, so that now I should be able to crank the engine and should see some fuel leaking off of there, theoretically. In the absence of any good clean rags or paper or anything, I'm just going to stick this big grape leaf off. I took off this wild grapevine underneath there, and see if that gets wet. Well, I cranked it a bit and I don't see any sign of any fuel coming out of there. Damn. I think I'm going to retighten that. Yeah, I think I'm going to retighten that line right there, and maybe try and loosen one of these lines right where it comes off the pump. I don't know, I don't seem to be getting anything off of this. I double checked to make sure the engine shutdown lever is not hanging up or something silly like that. I just retightened this line because nothing's coming out of it anyways. So I got fuel going into the injector, but it doesn't seem like I've got anything coming out. Just for giggles, I'm going to try one more time with ether to see if it'll start. Although I don't see why it would. It's weird. Some fuel must be getting in there, because yesterday when I gave up on it last night, I felt the exhaust manifold and it was actually warm. And it was interesting because it was warm on both sides. Alright, see if I can't set my camera up to look at the exhaust pipe again. First I'm going to get that pump kicking. That's the pump. Now I got full throttle, so let's try it again. Same garbage as last night. So it just doesn't want to start. Manifold's not warm, but I haven't been trying as hard as I was last night. I'm going to try and take this plug out and see if I can't get fuel to flow through there if I crank it longer. Okay, still nothing more than a steady drip coming out of this thing right here. That's it. No more than just a drip. Even when I'm cranking it. Doesn't matter what throttle position I have it in. Low throttle, high throttle. Doesn't make a difference. So if I'm supposed to be getting full fuel flow out this port when I have it open, then obviously I must have a blockage somewhere. Either that, or this isn't even a port, and instead what this is a fill port for a lubricant. I read that I think on some Fords, on some Ford tractors, the lubrication for the injector pump is actually a small reservoir inside the pump that's filled with a special oil. And down at the bottom here, on the bottom right there, there's a screw that kind of matches this one. So if I take that screw out, that could be a drain port and this could be a fill. But if that is in fact the case, why is diesel fuel dripping out of here when I'm running it? Huh? Yes. Let's see. It would be great if I could actually figure out what this is for, a injector pump. Maybe I could go about this a different way.